and welcome back. This is Lowlands with my playthrough of Monster Hunter World. So, last episode, we did our first hunt, and we got access to doing online content. Now, I am actually going to not search for an online session. I am going to create one. And I'm going to create one that is a private session, just so I don't have a bunch of other things going up on my screen as I'm trying to do things and talk to people. So we're going to go create a new online session. And once we create a squad, we'll be able to do squad sessions. And that's when I'll get people involved in with that. And I'll probably do that maybe, if not this episode, the next episode. So with this episode, we have a few other things to do. We have our next quest to pick up from the handler, which we're going to go do. And last time we had done our quest to hunt the 7 Jagras and do a few things there. We upgraded some of our equipment with the stuff that we got from the Jagras that we were fighting. We are now going to pick up our next quest and make sure to pick up our login bonus. And it looks like the Kul Taroth Siege is available in the Gathering Hub until the 30th. So that's something I might want to consider doing on another character right now, but as of right now, I need to get this character up high enough to do that to show you guys. I got quite a few lucky vouchers and some trap tools, so we'll go ahead and make sure everything is a-okay in our item box. Manage items, okay, so they went directly into the item box. We have our items already set up. So now all we got to do is run up and speak to our handler. To do that, we're going to run down this way towards this chick with the exclamation point, who's just going to tell us about the stuff up in the area where you do squads and the Gathering Hub. That's the name. There we go. But I'm going to head to the canteen because right now I want to get some other things unlocked. Now we need to speak to our handler.
Hey there, partner.
Right, so the next thing we need to take care of are those Kestodon. The chief said he'd be tagging along with us. How about we start our search in the ancient forest and go from there?
Ah!
Oh, and I've got some good news. We handlers post all the leads we find up on the quest board. You can sign up for quests there too, so you don't always have to come all the way up here. But again, you might miss out on all the eats up here.
You can pick up quests from the quest board, too. It lists the same quests that I've got, so don't worry about having to check 2 places.
Alright, so we need to accept a Kestodon kerfuffle. So we'll talk to her because she's conveniently right here. We're going to post a new quest. Go to assigned. Oh, we have an optional quest. What is our optional quest? Our optional quest is to go back and hunt Jagras. So between sessions here, I probably will go back to this quest and the Kestodon quest. Unless we've unlocked our Alright, lucky voucher time. Before I get into that, let me go ahead and finish my thought here. If we get access to expeditions, I do a lot of my resource gathering on expeditions. Because the time is open-ended and I can hunt what I need, whatever I want that's in the area. And I can constantly go around the map gathering plants and mushrooms, iron and whatnot, and putting it in where I need it to go. So continuing on, we've got lucky vouchers now. So lucky vouchers, when used, posting a quest, you'll receive a bonus rewards upon completing the quest. Be sure to use vouchers whenever you have the chance. Random quest rewards are guaranteed to drop. Reward money is doubled. Note, lucky vouchers are obtained via login bonuses. 1 voucher is delivered each day, and you can claim up to 5 days worth of vouchers at once. Also note that you can only carry a maximum of 5 lucky vouchers at one time. So you want to, at the very least, use 1 lucky voucher every day. Just so you get the lucky voucher that you used. So we're going to go ahead and post the quest. It'll save the data. Quest accepted. Boom. Alright, now we're going to go over to the canteen and we're going to go ahead and go to, not Overnorth because we don't have any of that, pay with money. And we're going to get the meat platter because I want the attack up. Alright, and that's all done, so we're not going to go ahead on that. We got health, stamina, and attack up, and that was it. And we're still waiting for the quest to prepare. So while we wait for the quest to prepare, there is an item box right here. And so what you should do is make sure you have anything you need. For example, do I have the ability to make more mega potions? Do I need to make more potions to restock anything else? Right now, I have nothing that I need to or want to grab. Change equipment. We've already got our equipment set the way we want it. And so now we have these bonuses going into our next bout. We have attack boost. Oh, that's only going to give it for what I'm selected. So for this, we have health boost. We have 1 rank out of 3 possible that's going to give us 15 additional health no matter what. Then on our chest, we have an attack boost, which gives us a 3 additional bonus to attack that goes up to level 7. So we can get it 7 different times. And we will get an affinity boost at level 4 as well as the attack boost. The next item that we have that has an item would be our stealth here. And stealth out of 3 is going to make it slightly easier for monsters to lose sight of me. So when I hide into a bush, they'll go away a little bit faster. Now in here we have Scent Hound, which increases the gauge fill rate for tracking big monsters and will allow us to find tracks a little better. The Barbecue Master on my Hunter's Greaves will make it easier to cook well-done steaks, which I'm not doing at the moment. That is one of those other things that I'm going to be doing in a expedition that I can take the time to gather. But right now they're work for what we're doing. Alright, so we're ready to depart. We're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and do a Kesterdon Fluffle. However you pronounce that word. And of course, getting useful weapon info and tool tips for the game. They will post 7 of them that you can cycle through with the left and right.
Okay, our job is to cull a certain number of Kestodon. Recently, their numbers have been getting out of hand.
Want to get going?
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit up the supply box and make sure to grab those items. We're actually going to grab all of the items. Because these are items I won't have to craft if and when I start using a bow or a bow gun. For right now, we want the first aid meds. We want to make sure that our stamina is maxed out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and head on out. And we are going to swing around and grab this herb at the very least. Because it is on the way. And then when we slide down here, there's another herb that we're going to grab just ahead of us. That I want to make sure to grab too.
Ah, there we are. Those, my friend, are Kestodon. Let's see you take him out on your own. Huh.
I didn't even see where he went. Oh, there are a few right here. Alright, so we're going to get our weapon out. We got rammed. The females have a habit of ramming people. Now what we did is that when we tackled this male, we knocked it out. We stunned it for a second.
Not bad.
And as always, whenever you kill a monster, big or small, you want to harvest it because you're going to get resources.
Look for another group. The Kestodon are the least of your worries. There are a lot bigger monsters lurking in this forest. Be careful.
Now,
The endemic
these
life around
monsters
can come in
here,
handy
the
during a hunt.
Aptonops, I
Try to
believe is
learn
how
as
they're
much as
pronounced.
you can about them.
These will give you raw meat that you can cook into well-done steaks. But we're not going to harvest a bunch of that right now. Looks like our scout flyers are leading us somewhere. We're going to go ahead and follow our scout flying trail, which is taking us this way towards a beachhead. I am going to make a swing off to the right here to gather some resources. There is herb right here. There is, if you come around this corner, he's going to flail out at me and tell me to hurry up. But I kind of know where I'm going, but I really want these mining outcrops, because these are going to help us with upgrading our equipment. And right now that is very important, because our equipment isn't as good as it could be. Alright, and then there is a group down here. Grab some stone for our slinger.
Be careful.
Alright, I'm going to stop here. I'm actually going to climb back up because these are fire herbs and can be used later on for things. Oh, these males are getting uber aggressive. Alright, that one we got lucky. We managed to get the him stunned.
Good work.
Alright.
That just about wraps up our work here. Wait. Hey, come here. I think I found something.
But first, before we're going to go to him, I'm going to do what I've always told you guys to do, is harvest up. We're also going to heal up, and we're going to sharpen while we've got a moment where I know nothing's going to bother us. Alright, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and tap the X button. We're going to heal up. We're going to use 2 of them, because I want to be full health for what's about to happen.
Over here!
Yeah, I know. I know. And he forced me.
Here. Look at those Kestodon. Something's up with them.
Alright, so this is our first big monster. Now, we can choose to leave now, or we can hunt it now. And I'm going to hunt it now, because these aren't particularly difficult. But before I go after it, I do need to make sure I heal.
Alright, partner. New assignment incoming. Take down that great Jagras. If you're not ready, you can return to base and take on the great Jagras quest later.
Yep, and
Wanna
what
get
we're
going?
going to do is we're going to go grab it now. I just need to sharpen, and we want to make sure to
You
grab
need to call
any
your friends for help.
footprints.
Go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal them. And you're going to need friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters. In order for the scout flies to better track a target monster, we need to keep finding traces of it. Like footprints, for example. Good. You're turning up a lot of clues.
Yep, and this will give us a trail to start heading towards. We will grab anything that we can, any footprints along the way, because this will help us recognize the monster. And you get to a certain point, you're actually going to get to a point where just gathering one inkling of its location, it's going to cause it to
Okay. We've tracked the Great Jagras enough for the scout flies to lead us to it.
Yep, and now the scout flies will lead us to it, but honestly, if you keep trucking along, you'll start finding more prints. Now, we know that we're tracking a Great Jagras, or Jagras, but what I want to do is make sure that we get that bar that's popping up on the right-hand side there with the markers on it, all the way up to the top while we're here. Because that's going to give us more knowledge about the monster later when we turn it in. Alright, so our herb count is now officially max, so the only way we can pick up herbs now is if we use regular potions to turn into herbs. Right now, grabbing footprints isn't really going to do much for us except for give us points. Because right now our research on it is capped out until we go turn all that research in. And there it is. Now I want to show off.
You're less likely to lose sight of a monster
This.
if you use the focus camera.
He's not really in a good spot. And I really need him to be in a different spot for when I do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to run to the other side of this spot here. And I need to wait for him to get over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hit him with a stone. Because I need him to come over here to where I'm at.
If you're clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters.
Okay, now he's moving away from what I wanted to show you. So I'm going to have to make him angry. And lead him back over there. Now the reason for this... Oh, nope, nope. I'm right here, buddy boy. Come get me.
When monsters are running away, use the scout flies as a guide and they'll lead you right to them.
Okay, I have him more or less where I need him. And we got him.
The monster's been immobilized. Now's your chance.
Now is a good chance for us to unload our combo on him. And do a lot of damage early on. And we knocked him over again, so that's actually pretty handy. And he managed to get us.
Don't forget you can guard, too.
Alright, we broke apart and sent him
The
flying.
monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks.
The monster is currently enraged, which is what she's warning us about. Alright, at this point the monster is moving to a new location. Now it will track automatically to its next area. And it is a good idea while you're in between movement, trying to track the monster. Now, I see a skull flashing on that thing, which means I believe it's close to death. Oh yeah, and you can see, if you can see it past the scout flows, the monster's kind of limping.
The monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest and recuperate.
Which is down in here, actually. Now, I'm going to wait here for a second because there's a fun thing I'd like to show you. Monsters, when they fall asleep, take double damage from the first attack that you hit them with. Try to take care of these guys.
Don't forget, you can guard too.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run up and charge up our first hit right on his head, which did a massive 145 damage to him. Now, as we currently have no way to trap a monster and
Okay, let's head back and report to the old man.
capture it, we have to kill it right now. Usually when it goes to sleep like it did is when it's trappable. There are a few other indicators that you can utilize, which I will go over when I have the ability to capture monsters. But as always, within that minute that you are waiting to go back to Astera, take a moment and harvest what you can. Right now, resources are going to be very important, and even excess resources are going to be extra zenny in your pocket for stuff later on. Because upgrading and crafting, eating food and everything, that requires you to spend zenny on it. And so we want to make sure we have enough extra stuff to do whatever we need to do. Which is currently what I'm trying to harvest these Jagras right before that 10-second marker is up.
I think we got a lead.
Maybe. Let's check it out. Hey.
Now this is the second monster that we unlock.
Well, you were right. There's our mark. Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. All right?
Okay, so now that we use that lucky voucher, we get a lot of extra quest rewards, which is going to be very helpful, especially early on, when we need to use some of this to upgrade our equipment and to make better crafts or better materials for us. And of course, we doubled the amount of money that we got, which is also helpful. Now we also got a bunch of research points for doing everything we did. So now we have a new level of research on the Great Jagras. So now we are able to do a few other things. One, we need to turn into the ecological research team that we've done enough research on this to learn more about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and back and do all this turn and stuff that I need to do.
I see.
So you think you found something that'll lead us to Zora Magdaros? Well, I'd seen some researchers out right now, or send some researchers out right now, but not with a pissed off Pookie Pookie hanging around.
Uh-huh.
Pookie Pookie territory that's pretty deep in the forest will be better equipped to take it on once our team from the resource center is done rebuilding the forest camp. Once it's ready, we make our move.
Want to get going?
Until then, we do everything we can to help them get the camp up and running. Let's get to it. Alright, so now we have a couple of extra things. Now, I was mistaken when I said that the Pookie Pookie was the second. It's actually the third. The second is actually going to be something else, which we're going to be hunting here in a moment. Now, we can go to the resource center here.
You are too good to me.
Well, Fiverr, is it true you're going to help us rebuild the camp? That is excellent news. I hope you're as good as they say you are. If so, we'll have plenty of work for you. After all, the commission studies lots of things, not just elder dragons you came here with. Maintaining and improving the base is a full plate of tasks in itself. Can't study anything without a proper HQ after all. The resource center here is in charge of divvying up all that work and making sure it gets done. So back to business. Your job is to establish a camp. Go on an expedition into the ancient forest, find a viable campsite, and make sure it's safe. If any monsters have decided to do any camping in your spot, you'll need to chase them off.
Don't let me down.
Got it? The bounty is for establishing the camp, which will be this. The Resource Center offers a variety of bounties and things that we can do, and allows us to work with the investigations. Right now, we have limited bounties that we can not get access to at the moment. We have critical bounties, which will be usually go do things or turn things in, and then the registered bounties, which will give us resource points and armor spheres and other things in exchange for doing something for them. Usually it's in the along the lines of hunt something, kill something, gather insects, honey, or mining outcrops in this case, and you can pick up all of these at one time and do them all at once, which we will probably do next time. For now, I just wanted to show you guys that this is now an option.
Okay, let's get this expedition underway.
Yep, and we can do an expedition now. So we have a more open-ended area to work towards. Now we'll start the expedition next time. I'm gonna cut things a little bit short today, due to the next little tidbit being a little bit more time-consuming and not having a whole lot we can do. There is one thing that I probably could do now while I'm thinking about it, and we're gonna go ahead and check what can we make with the great Jagras stuff that we picked up. Excuse me.
You can embark
So we'll
on
go
an
to the
expedition
workshop
just by heading out through the gate, or you can use the world map. Whatever's easiest for you.
Alright, so check the smithy here. And it'll get a big spiel of doing stuff. So forge equipment. For armor, we have now got access to the Kestodon, which doesn't have anything but gloves, which gives us affinity sliding. Now affinity sliding will increase our affinity by 30% for a short time after sliding. Now affinity in this game is essentially equivalent to critical hit, or critical hit chance. And then we have access to the entire suit of Great Jagras armor, which will give us all of these skills, or we can individually grab them and mix and match. Now mixing and matching early on is actually rather important, and the reason for that is that harvesting stuff and using your skills effectively is going to require using mixed and matched pieces of gear. You're not going to be in a full chainmail or a full hunter set of stuff right out of the gate. So now we have a full hunter set. We're not really going to use much of it right now. I could right now make a piece of our Jagras armor, and it'll probably be the speed crawler boots that I'll put on in exchange for the barbecue ones, which I think is what we're going to do. And we're actually going to go ahead and equip that now, because right now that's going to do us better than what we currently have. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time to the channel, please like and subscribe. Note that I also do a YouTube playthrough as well that I do every other day or so. So everybody have a good day, and we'll see you later.